and I can't
hang with the devil, Nancy D. the Scratcher.
All right, guys. So we're here, and we saw a skit drop this morning. So Nanya, take it away. Explain away, because this is supposed to be Nanya live, and her channel is not working right now.
Okay, so I loved Dave's conversation with Amber because he knew something was wrong. He's a very wise man. I think he's probably very spiritual, and he's probably been married before. Now, that's just my take on him. Now, the hug. Of course, people are going to think, oh, why did he hug her? What was that about? I honestly believe that was a support hug. That wasn't a fleshy move. It wasn't, oh, I like you, Amber. It's a validation. I'm going to validate you as a woman. I didn't see it as any of that. Now, when you go through a divorce, you go through many stages. You do need support sometimes, but you have to watch who you have in your ear. The second thing, you go through grief. You go through power. You go through depression. These are just things that people go through. You go through self-validation. You go through what am I worth? You go through, like Amber said, the marriage didn't want me.
Yes.
And that was a very honest statement on Amber's part, as far as I'm concerned. You can go to therapy. However, I think that when people say, oh, you should go to therapy, sometimes you have to think things through in your own head, because the therapist is not there to give you answers. They are there to help you work with what you have come to understand your problem to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
They're not going to put, that's their job, is to help you define what it is that you think you're feeling, that you feel is real. They don't tell you what to do. The hug, I made absolutely nothing of that hug. I tell you this, if you're not married, never been divorced, whatever, when I went through that first divorce, it wasn't cheating, but my ex-husband, I kid you not, I loved him. I truly did. I was able to divorce that man. I went through all kinds of different stages, but you know, the one thing I did not do, I did not cry. And I will cry. I have no problem crying, but I did not cry. I had to focus on getting up in the morning. I had to focus on the gray. All of these different mental things were going through my head, and a 20-year-old helped me through it. But she didn't help me by making suggestions. All she did was to ask me, like Keisha does Amber, are you okay? You look pretty today. Just things like that to get my mind away from the divorce.
Yeah, she offered affirmation.
That divorce was like a funeral. And it was a funeral because it was a funeral of a marriage that I truly wanted. And to this day, my ex-husband still loves me, but he's still the same person he was then. He has not changed. The same person. So when I saw that hug, it didn't faze me one bit. All it was is support. It's going to be okay, Amber. And that's all I took from it. And that's just, going through the stages of grief.
Thank you, Nanya. All right, so let's take some comments here.
Rhonda Phillips' support is different than professional.
Okay, so Charmaine says Amber was hiding from Amanda was hiding from Amber because of the Robert situation. Yes, that's what Nanya says also. I take Dave before Anthony.
I'm going to read the question.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Dave.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yes, support.
You're reading this one?
No, I was talking out loud, Sharon. Go ahead. I'm upset. I'm mad at the laptop.
show it. Okay, when we are there, none, we don't show that we're upset or we're sad. We're gonna try our best to hide it. Okay. I want.
Thank you for that, Mother.
You're welcome, little sis. Although I'm the little sis. Okay. Rhonda says, I want Dave to encourage Amber to go through therapy for her healing. Yeah, I want that too. We all do. And Charmaine says, I'm now praying that I'm not pregnant. Okay, Charm. I understand that too. Nancy said, well said. And Rhonda said, I felt Dave Ogg was purely, but Amber's side of the Ogg seemed more than professional.
No, it didn't.
Okay. I'll bite my tongue for now. Let me just go on. Amber Uggs. Amber Huge back was saying that's you got for the support.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what. Oh, she was thanking him for the support. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, that's
Yes.
all.
Amber Ugbach was only say, is that the same thing, Majas? Oh yeah, thank you for the support. Yes, thank you, Charmaine. And Tingley says, good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi,
welcome.
Tingley. How are you?
Yeah, Nania was having difficulty on her channel. So we're going to ask our nice friend for help to have him take a look at Nania's system to see what's going on with it. And then Eleni says, watch when Honeypot finds out Honesty is allergic to seafood. Yeah. And this one says, hi. Okay, hi, beautiful. Okay, guys. So now, when I saw that Ugg, right, I noticed that, before we go to the Ugg, he's telling Amber about the business, what's going on with that. They're going to be doing billboards and so forth. And then I didn't realize, although he's wearing his glasses, he's seeing enough. So he's noticing Amber just like Amber notices him, right? But he's keeping it at a professional thing. Amber is at a professionalism with him also, but she's down today because, as Nania says, you go through the process of grief and she's down. A lot of people I notice in the chat are saying that Amber is playing damsel in distress, right? Yes, Amber has an attraction towards him, but she's not what you call it? She's not acting on it. Yeah, that's the right word. She's not acting on the attraction. She's just grieving of the loss of the emotional marriage, the support, everything that Anthony has been doing. Yes, it looks like, I'm trying to call a spade a spade. It looks like, on a man's perspective, that the reason why Amber asked for this divorce is because of Dave. Okay.
No, you think so, Sharon?
No. I'm just saying what men on the men point of view. Men are thinking, you know who we're talking. Men, we're not gonna call any name. Men are thinking, yes, because this is instead of Wayne making Amber character wins, they're always doing something with her for it to seems like she's not on the up and up. Okay, so now I'm going to think outside the box, and I'm just telling you from what I am noticing. Amber met Dave, and she have that attraction, right? And she did not. She wasn't flirting with him or nothing, but it's like her breath stopped when she saw him. You know, that instant spark she felt. And then she realized when she's at home, she realized that when she first met Anthony, that's how she was feeling. And with all what happened within the marriage, she's missing that part within the marriage. So somebody else can look at it and says, well, it's because of Dave, Amber asked for the divorce. It's a lot of things. Remember, Anthony wasn't giving her support when she met Darren. it was Wayne who come to her defense at his house, and Anthony never did. Then Anthony didn't come to her defense with Miss Shauna. He took Miss Shauna. He slept with Shayla and they have a baby. And she said she befriended Shayla because of Anthony. She did that for him. She get close to the baby because she's trying to make everything be about her husband. But in the meantime, she's doing that. She's killing herself slowly. She always putting Anthony first, but she's not putting herself first. So when she met Dave, she realized that she can't do that anymore. She needs to put herself first. So this is why she asked for that divorce. And she also need to find out when the affair started with Shayla, because Anthony tell her something and Shayla refused to say something, but Shayla did says it's after the marriage, but it was she won't tell her exact which date, and I think they're going to bring up back Kai's paternity. I think maybe. So that is a little thing there, but so far the hug, she hugs him. And you know when you're feeling somebody, she hugs him and she just put her hand down and then she that was it. She did not look in his eyes like when she and Daylan, when Daylan hug her and then Daylan just kiss her. She did not do that with Dave, and Dave didn't do that with Amber because it's a professional friendship they form, right? Business, it's all professional there. So that's why that didn't happen. So I put up a short with a video with the two hugs because Charmaine says, Sharon, look at the two hugs. And I did that and I make a video of it and tell you guys to go and look at it. When Anthony hugged Delicia, member says he was down also. But Anthony hugged with Delicia wasn't that he wants her. It was just a support. He wasn't thinking about Delicia. He's not even thinking about Shayla right now. So we as human beings has to look at the nuggets that they're giving us. What do you think, Nanya? Did I explain that good?
Yes.
So that's what I think. It's all professional. All right. So let's take some comments. Anthony and Delicia hug was different. Thank you, Amber. And Dave hug. I don't understand that hug. Those faces, Charmaine. Nanya, what is that face?
What face?
That Charmaine put in the message. Amber hugs.
Oh, that's an angry face.
Okay.
What Shaman is asking.
Mm-hmm.
So the first interaction with Delicia and Anthony, that was because Anthony wanted to prove to himself, because of a conversation with Ben, that he could still woo a woman. So he wooed Delicia and got the perfume. The second hug with Delicia sitting on the bench in front of Shayla's house, that was a greeting hug. If you noticed, Anthony was a little reluctant to hug her.
Yes.
Slightly. He wasn't trying to hug her for any intimate reason. It was just a basic, okay. And then he gave her a quick hug. The one today with Dave and Amber, that was a supportive hug.
Love, yes.
It wasn't a hold on. It wasn't a hold on, hang on to me, love. Mm-mm. It wasn't a rescue me moment. It was none of those. It was him telling her, I'm here to support you. That's it. That's all. Not a rebound. None of that.
Exactly. Her emotion is all over the place right now. So it's best if Amber could speak to a professional so that they can help her navigate all those feelings that she's experiencing. And Rhonda said, I need Amber to release Shayla as well as Anthony from her circle. You can endure Shayla, but not Anthony. It does not make sense. That's exactly what I was thinking too. She needs to get rid of Shayla. Nanya?
Yes, Rhonda, you're absolutely correct. She needs to drop her. And I think after the podcast, Shayla will be hiding because she will be so embarrassed.
Okay.
Amber needed Shayla to keep her close, to keep an eye on her. And to me, yesterday when Amber didn't stop to play with the baby. She said, I saw him this morning. That was her way of letting us know she is distancing herself from Kai.
Okay.
Number 2, Shayla. Amber looked at every answer. She would not provide any answers, but Amber already had the answers. Shayla is on very, very thin thread. It's going to snap. Because all Amber is, I do think that Amber is trying to figure out when it actually started, the affair, because that way she can figure out when Kai was conceived. If you think about the questions she was asking about when did it start, did you do it in my bed? All of that leads up to, is Kai Anthony's child? Now, she never said it, but why are you asking when did it start? All you have to do is do the math on your fingers. And that's what I took those particular questions to mean. Because Amber was probing, and Shayla, the first time, ran to the bathroom like she wanted to just upchuck. And when she came back, she was defiant, and she was determined not to answer any of those questions that had to do with when the affair started. Remember, Amber knows when it started. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to validate that or verify it with Shayla. Mm-hmm. And Shayla was not having it. Because Amber would know that Kai would have been born at 7 months old. Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree with you, Nanya. I think that's okay. So we're going to take some comments here. So Charmaine says, Amber has decided to go into business with Shayla. And I think that is the relationship they are having right now. A business relationship. Yes. It's the podcast business. That's what that is. Shayla is more desperate for the friendship with Amber. Yes, she is, but Amber don't really want her friendship. Terry Ann says, Amber seems Shayla has not yet taken accountability for her action. No, she has not. Exactly, Terry Ann. She has taken action for none of it. Exactly. Anthony is responsible too, but Shayla spearheaded it, and her mother helped her continue it. And Anthony was a willing participant. Yes. Charmaine says, what I'm saying is that I am upset because people are reading more in Amber's and Dave than the Anthony and Alicia which amounts to about the same thing. Exactly. It's just support. And me and Nanya and you, Charmaine, realize that. Okay. Guys, please hit the like button for us, please. Okay, Nanya. So, do you want to touch on anything else? We talk about Darren? No, Bethany. I think this is part of Bethany's karma in that I didn't watch anything today because I was fighting with the computer. But Bethany's nightmare when she woke up and she thought her family was gone. And she went to have dinner during the dream, and Larry was no longer there. That was Bethany's wake-up call. Bethany knows that she's doing things wrong, but she doesn't know how to go forward without seeming whatever it is that she is, controlling and manipulative, a gaslighter, and she wants to blame, she brings it full circle to the person standing in front of her. She never answers a question directly, if you ever notice. Yeah, I noticed that today. Always giving you justification for what she's doing. Mm-hmm. So when she dreamed that Larry wasn't there anymore, that scared her. Now, the part, I didn't see the meeting with the mother yet, but I do believe with all my heart that she should tell Larry. And Larry is so wrong for what he did to Bethany. Yep. He took his whole black family,
yes,
and went to Puerto Rico,
yes,
and let Bethany think they were in Miami. And that was wrong. I'm so glad that Shara shut him down. Mm-hmm. Shara is not interested in Larry. Exactly. Even if she had a tiniest inkling of being interested, she never acted on it. They danced on the dance floor. I've danced with people that I didn't mean anything by dancing, you know? Exactly. But I'm glad she sent him packing to his room. And then Pernell told him, make a choice. Because whatever Larry decides is going to be the ultimate decision he'll have to make about his marriage to Bethany. He married Bethany because he loves Bethany. He loved Bethany. We don't know what Bethany was like before. She may very well be that person we saw in New Orleans. Yes, I think so too. Okay, so today I wanted to watch this skit from last night, but because of your thing going on, I didn't get a chance to watch it. But I did see the skit with her mom. I think I caught the middle of it. Okay, so what I saw so far is this. Bethany called her mom last night and asked her mom to lie to Larry about her being in Miami. And she said, I told Larry that I'm with you, so can you front that for me? And her mom says, okay, but I don't want to get in the middle of you guys' thing. And she's in the middle and I don't want to lie, right? And she said, okay, let me know when you're gonna be at the airport. I will come and pick you up. So Bethany told her mom, I'll tell you where to meet. We'll meet up. She don't have to come get her at the airport. So today now, and I think Bethany fight with some people in the airport. So most likely Larry is gonna find out about that. I didn't get to that skit, but I saw it. I didn't watch it, but I did glimpse the clip, but I don't know what happened in that. So there was an altercation, so I do not know what happened. But today now, I saw her and her mom was in their house, and Larry was speaking to the mother and Bethany. And he is there chastising her, I think. And Bethany was gaslighting Larry about him, about stuff that, that he says, did you tell your mom about you giving Brooke to give her birth control? And she says, well, I am the proactive parents. I take your daughter to the store to protect her from being pregnant. And she says, well, I didn't tell my mom. I forget about that. And then Larry start calling the mom. And when Larry calling the mom says, please leave me out of it. I don't want to get in the middle of stuff. So in the meantime, Larry is telling her, says, normally, if you're going to leave the house, you should let me know that let us know you're not going to be. And she says, what did you do? And I think it was Thanksgiving. And when he left, and he says, I always tell you when I'm leaving, but you didn't tell me that you were leaving. You didn't leave a message or whatever. But Bethany does. She never take responsibility. She just throw the question back at him. Exactly what you said. And Larry repeat that to her and says, you always answer a question. She never give a straight answer. Never. And it comes back to Larry saying that. So what the mother did, instead of she telling Larry the truth, I thought she was going to, she get up and leave. And then Bethany, sat there with her foot up and says, and just gaslight Larry every turn she gets. Yes. But if to me, I know that she loves Larry, but she's pushing Larry away. And I agree with you, because I did do a video on Larry. What he did was unacceptable. He should never have taken, she's his wife. He should have taken her on that trip. And he shouldn't have lied that he was in Miami when he was actually in Puerto Rico. Exactly. And when he went to Shara's house, he took the t-shirt from the children, because Destiny says, that is my birthday gift. And he says, I want it. And Brooke throw it at him. And Shara says, be respectful, don't throw it.
So the kids them didn't want, and they says, and he told them not to post no pictures of their trip. And they said, well, then take us to Miami to take pictures. And he says, no, we're not going from to Miami for that. So he's lying within the marriage. And so he's lying, and Bethany is gaslighting.
And the children are suffering because of Larry's behavior.
Exactly.
They could have left the t-shirts at Shara's and said, don't wear them. But I agree, as far as posting, they all knew, the girls as well, they're old enough. They know that if Bethany sees those pictures, it is a big problem. Now, I'm watching Brooke because I'm watching to see if Brooke posts something, because Brooke wants her parents back together. But that is not Brooke's business, and I adore Brooke. But it's not her business whether the parents get back together or not. It is Larry and Shara's business.
Exactly.
Not Brooke. But Brooke is a suburban child. She wants, I mean, not all children, of course, but she wants her two natural parents together. They are not together. Larry is married to, as Destiny puts it, a white woman. So what? That's still his wife. You've got to respect her, even though you don't like her. You don't have to talk to her if you say, I don't want to get upset tonight, but you don't have to be rude to that woman. You just don't talk. Don't talk. What is she going to do, spank you? No.
So two wrong don't make a right. So Bethany was wrong and Larry was wrong. And exactly. if I was his wife and he did something like that, it wouldn't go over nicely, because that is unacceptable. You cannot be going with your ex and the children and leave me at home. How would he feel if Bethany has done that?
I truly respect Shara for.
Yes, I do respect her. Yes, I do. I haven't seen that skit yet, but I do respect her for that. You told me about you and Charmaine, and it was good. Okay, so good afternoon, Antoinette. And then Rhonda says, please share your thoughts on the Dalton skit with Wayne. Wayne's word that he shared, not going backwards, but pushing forward. Okay, Nanya?
Okay, so what Wayne basically said to me was directed, he may have said it to sound like it was the marriage, but I think he was talking to Amber. Remember all the times that he spoke to Amber when she was separated? And then he told Amber, it takes more time to build a Ferrari than it does a Camry. I think at the end of the day, Amber will be the one walking away shining. Now, I'm not so sure. I'm down to 90% about the divorce now, and I was a staunch 100. However, Amber, I see Wayne as telling Amber she was going to be okay. She was going to win. Things were going to go her way in the future. That's what I took from Wayne's words, Rhonda.
And I took from Wayne's word that there won't be a divorce, but they're going to go through something. But
I think they're going to go through a separation.
But they're going to come back stronger, whatever it is. Whatever this is, it leading up to be, I think that's what's happening with the Daltons right now.
Yeah, I do see a separation.
Yeah.
And if there's a baby in real life, and we don't know because we're not in those people's business, she's going to Africa with her son. And what if she comes back with a baby?
Then Anthony will say it's not his.
Well, then he can do the same thing he did with Shayla's raggedy DNA.
Exactly. Oh, Bethany mom knows she's a liar. Yep, she knows. And I think they're going to tell on her. Because if the mother tells the father and Craig Greg, I think it's Greg, right? Or Craig. He's going to tell he's gonna tell Larry, and then Larry and Larry's secret that they were in Puerto Rico is gonna found out because the principal knows.
It's gonna come out. The principal does stuff.
He does know.
Oh, probably Faith and Hope will tell it.
Oh, yes, because they know.
Faith and Hope will probably tell it. Yes.
Better, yes. Good evening, ladies. I've logged in on now. Okay, Annette, you woke up. Awesome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Annette.
And Charmaine said, Rhonda, I think Wayne was telling them to prepare for the new chapter in their lives.
Yes.
Okay.
The new chapter is going to be a separation, I do think. And then it will go into more. So they won't have to do an actual hardcore divorce.
I believe Duchess might post something. Oh yes,
and about that,
yes.
And her penny slot machines.
Thank you, Rhonda. I think you're right. Yes,
you're right.
He's gonna get busted one way or another. Anything up in the dark will come to light. Yes.
It might very well be Duchess.
Yes.
Because he was really winning on those penny slots.
I know, eh? Antoinette says, I believe Bethany got so insecure because Shara moves to town. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And Shara's beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, she is. And she has morals.
Girl, lady.
And she has morals. Although she cheated on him.
And she gave her reason, didn't she? Something about his PSD and them fighting all the time.
Well, I didn't watch it, so I can't comment on that.
When she first came.
Okay.
He was overseas, came back, and he had all these emotional problems, and she was involved in some other kind of street nonsense that was going on. But she only did 90 days in jail, so it couldn't have been that bad, right? Oh, maybe she got into a fight. I don't know. Okay, so Rhonda says, got it, Charmaine Sutherland. Okay. And Antoinette says, well, she rules to him and, she ruled to him and others. Yes, she do. Yes. Bethany has no respect for nobody but herself. Even her own brothers and her parents, she's very disrespectful, even with her uncle. If you notice how she talks to the uncle and how she talks very poorly. Yeah. Yes. And yeah, everybody actually. So it doesn't matter if you're black or you're white. That's all she is. She's just a horrible human. But her skits are in the millions. That's it. Yeah, they are. People love her. I think Wayne was speaking to both of them, Charmaine says. Oh, he was. But I do think Amber is going to end up being I don't know if winner is the best word, but Amber's going to come out as the Ferrari. Okay. Because I don't think Anthony can put her back in a box. No, she can't. She's out of the box now. She's out of the box. Yeah, she is. So Antoinette says, are they gonna make it whereas Anthony tell her that he had more money? I think so. I think so. They will eventually, but right now they have to go through the valley before they reach is it the sea or through the valley first? Through the valley before they get to the land. To the land. Yeah. They are gonna make it where, okay, so that's the last comment, I think. There's more. Oh, there's more. No, there's some more. Okay, sorry guys. Duchess got a ticket. Uh-oh. There goes the secret for Puerto Rico. And who paid the ticket, Larry? Well, didn't Larry park the car there? Larry parked the car. I don't know because I didn't watch it, so I can't. I have to watch it. I'm pretty sure Larry parked the car. But that says Duchess is the one got the ticket, so who paid for it? Was it Larry pays for the ticket? Larry's going. He said he was going to pay for the ticket. Okay, yes. So Bethany is gonna find out because she pays the bill. She's gonna see it. I don't think Amber will be in Africa for that long. It was only for a vacation. Okay. That's long enough to have a baby. Afternoon, everyone. Ozzy says, hope all is well on this beautiful day. Hey, yes, it is. Hi, welcome. And Marianne says, I think Terry
I think there will be a separation of the Daltons, but remember, Anthony told Amber she's is on a first name basis with GID Gid, and she won't have a baby with someone other than him. Can you see the chat, Nanya?
I don't know. Oh, I see the chat fine.
Okay.
I don't know what it said. GID.
Yeah. Marion, can you rewrite that? I don't understand what GID mean.
No, I can read it. I just didn't know what that meant.
Okay, so is it the is Marian saying that they're gonna have a separation and the baby is going to be for Anthony because Anthony only wants a baby with her. Babies. Yeah.
It'll be Anthony's baby.
Yeah, I think that's what she's saying.
I think they're gonna separate and then they're gonna get back together and they're gonna have a baby. I mean, even if she doesn't have it when she's gone to Africa, somehow, some way, they're going to get back together. I do believe that, but I believe that a separation is on the horizon.
Yes, it is.
And they need to because they can't breathe. They can't even breathe around each other.
And then Gwen says, Larry could have figured it out when Bethany came home with a suitcase and not Target bags or groceries.
Yes. No Target, no Walmart, no nothing.
Okay, so did she wheel the suitcase in and he saw it, or he didn't see the suitcase? Is it in the trunk of the car? I didn't see it, so I don't. That's why I'm asking Gwen. When Bethany comes, did she reel the suitcase in the house, or did she leave it in the trunk of the car?
She probably just walked in the car. Did she just walk in, Gwen?
Yeah, please put it in the chat for us. Amber's lawyer still can't justify the hug she gave Dave. This morning I see LOL. Malcolm is something else. Oh, okay. So he said Amber's lawyer still can't justify that hug she gave Dave this morning. But Dave is the Malcolm. Did you see? It wasn't she that gave him the hug. You know, he's the one that went and embraced her, and then she put her arm around him, and then her hand just go down, and then that's it. It's nothing. It's nothing physical going on there. That was just a hug of support. Okay, Malcolm?
That's a support hug. That means nothing else other than he is there for her. And if you notice, he is a spiritual man. He has probably gone through a bad breakup as well. So, Malcolm, there are different stages of grief. And one is to just show a fellow human being kindness by showing support. That's all there was to it. There's no justification for, oh, she gave him a hug. No, she didn't. He gave her a hug of support. They did not even touch. It was more of a church hug, pretty much. So that's what I see.
Antoinette says, I believe it will be the ticket that Larry put in his pocket. Okay, so let me ask you guys. So in the States, can you go to the car place and pay for the ticket, or can you just go to the bank, you pay the cash, and it doesn't says it was a bill payment come out of the account?
You send it to traffic court, or you can go to court and pay it.
So is there a way he can do it without it shows in his account?
Yeah, he could use one of his credit cards and pay it, unless you mean she's going to look at a credit card.
Exactly.
Account. Yeah, if he goes, well, I don't know if you can take cash anymore since COVID. So he may have to use one of the accounts to pay it. Okay. People don't want to take cash anymore. And does everybody know that pennies are no longer a value in America?
Yes, here in Canada too, they cut out pennies also. Mm-hmm. And Bethany is a horrible woman. Oh, yes, she is. So
does everything know what she's doing? That's my question. Does she realize how calculating and deceptive she is?
No.
Does anybody have a take on that?
I have a take on her, right? I don't think she realizes what she's doing in her head. She thinks she's doing the right thing. She may come up with a good solution, but instead of she stop and think about what she's doing, she act first before thinking about what she's doing, and then when she get caught, then she will say to the person, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She'll go and apologize, but is the apology, when she's apologizing, does she realize why she's apologizing? But she's justifying why she's doing the apology.
She's a habitual line stepper, and I don't know if therapy can help with that, but that's definitely what she is. I think that Bethany, if this trip doesn't wake her up, she's going to lose Larry.
Definitely.
But I don't think they want to break them up, but if she doesn't wake up, she's going to lose him. And it may not even be to Shara, it might be to Lynette.
Yeah, it's true. True. Duchess got the ticket. Okay. All right.
Isn't that the car? Didn't Duchess rent that car and Larry said he was going to pay the ticket?
Someone please put that in the chat for us, or I'd have to find that video. Objectively, I do understand why Bethany would be insecure, because I'm sure she felt like she got thrown to the side when Shara came back. She's been primarily raised in Brooke. I'll let Nania answer and then I will answer.
When Shara first came, Shara didn't have very much contact with Larry. So when I think about all of it, Shara hasn't had enough contact for Bethany to have been able to find something to point her finger at. The mere fact that Shara was in that city is what triggered Bethany. There was nothing for her to pick up and say, "You're after my husband." The first thing she started doing was calling Shara trash.
Yes.
And then she moved on to calling Brooke trash. Mm-hmm. Because Brooke was saying, "Don't talk about my mom." And it escalated from there. The fact that this Black woman came that used to be married to her husband, that's an insecurity that is now spread throughout their entire family. Not just to Larry and to Shara, but to the girls, to the family members, to everybody. That one piece of insecurity. Kind of like Shayla, with her insecurities, yet she speaks as the voice of reason, and we all know she's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're correct, Nania. Yes, so my thing is Bethany is jealous of Shara, and I think the reason why she's jealous of Shara is because of Brooke. Her baby, when she was pregnant, she lost her child. And so she wanted, and she loves, you can see that she loves Brooke. But Brooke is pulling away from Bethany because of how Bethany is treating her mom and her dad, right? And herself too.
But look at how she's treating Brooke.
Yeah. So that is why Brooke is pulling away, is drawing away from Bethany. Because at first, but Bethany doesn't realize what she's doing is wrong. So we want her to get some counseling, maybe some counseling and some therapy. Maybe that will help her to see the error of her ways. Because sometimes some people, they're like, Bethany, they do not know that, oh, you're actually racist. You're actually this. They don't even know. And they will say, no, I'm not. I'm married to a Black man, or I'm married to a Black woman, or I have Black children, or I have a Black friend. You know what I mean? But deep down, they're not aware that they're like that. Right? So the people have to call it out. And her behavior, Bethany has some trauma. And she's dishing out that trauma to the family members because she's mean to her brothers too.
I have a question for you, Sharon.
Yeah.
Did you see a skit anywhere where Bethany says she lost a child?
Yes, I did. When I was
looking for that, yeah.
Okay, go back to when she went to Montana and she was talking. Remember when the girl when they were rubbing, when the girl called Brooke and Brooke rubbed the tummy? Mm-hmm. Bethany run away from there. She run to the bathroom and Larry get up and run behind her.
Oh,
and then she came back and Lynette wouldn't let it stay. She said, why did you ruin that moment for the daughter-in-law? And Bethany says, I don't want to talk about it. She said, well, you're going to talk about it because it was all about you. So Bethany told her, says, well, Larry and I was expecting and the baby didn't make it. And that's why but Lynette was being so mean. She said, although Bethany explained why Lynette turned around, and because she can't stand Bethany, she didn't have no emotional thing for Bethany. She decided to throw it back in Bethany's face, says she was just being jealous, taking away the moment from the girl, from the young lady.
From the young lady.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that is that. But I think Bethany is jealous of both of them. She's jealous of Larry's closeness to Shara, and she's also jealous of Larry's closeness with Lynette. And I do not know why Lynette can't stand Bethany. I'm wondering if Larry cheated with Bethany when he was with her.
Can I ask a question after you do a set of comments?
Oh, okay.
The question that I'm going to have has to do with Angelina.
Okay.
When Shayla lets Angelina know that Amber and Anthony are getting a divorce, and Shayla is going to tell Angelina, do you think that Angelina is going to make a play to get Anthony back into Shayla's eyesight? Because last night we saw Amon say basically, go get back with Anthony.
Yes.
Now keep in mind, he's another one who does not realize Shayla instigated the affair.
Yeah.
Number one, nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Shayla and Anthony.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to find out during the podcast.
Yes.
It's coming out. But Iman said, well, now you can go be with your baby daddy again. Like Amber is the one in the way. Amber is the wife who got cheated on, but Iman doesn't really know that. He doesn't know that Shayla, whoa.
What happened?
I've been 30 minutes. He doesn't know that Shayla went after a married man. So he's just thinking, Shayla had a baby by this guy. Well, maybe now, since they're getting a divorce, you can go back to him. That was a big red flag that he's done with her.
Yeah, he's done. And
he's going to go after Delicia now.
But he has the other girl
today. And Delicia may not want anything to do with Iman. She may go with King.
Yes. I didn't see the scene. I saw the video, and I think I recorded, but I wasn't watching it.
It's good.
But I didn't get to, because of the issue that you were having, I didn't get to look at two skits that I wanted to see. So I'm gonna look at it after our live tonight with O'Neill, and then, but Iman is sending Shayla back to Anthony, and then you're correct. Angelina is going to change her tune again and tell Shayla to go after Anthony again, since Kai is Anthony's seed. His seed has gone to her. So I'm gonna see if Shayla is going to listen to her mom. But since you know that Shayla wants the acceptance from Amber, will she do it?
That's what I say too. And keep in mind, Shayla's going to need money now. So if Amon leaves her, and Anthony has already given her whatever he's given her per month, which is probably 3-4 times the amount that she needs, the house still has to be paid for. What is Shayla going to do? Is she going to be able to get a hold of Anthony? Or is Anthony going to say, no, I want my wife?
And that is exactly what's gonna happen. Shayla, Anthony, I think Amber and Anthony, since Anthony is gonna fight for Amber, and if he wants Amber, remember Amber tell him to get custody, right? So if Amber tell him says, okay, maybe I think whatever they're gonna do, there's gonna be a custody battle with the baby. For sure. And if the baby is not, so maybe when they're going through the process of this custody and they do that, the court do the proper DNA test, they'll find out that the baby is actually for Arby's. Because people, when I did that short yesterday with Shayla, telling Anthony about Amber waking up in Anthony's bed the day of the wedding, people don't realize that that was inside. Anthony and Shayla was actually cheating inside Arby's house, in Arby's bed.
Before the wedding.
That is no, that is after the wedding. You remember after she essayed him, and then they were continuing doing it. But when they were still doing it, and then he felt really, really guilty, and he told Shayla, "We're cutting it off because Amber is a good woman. I don't want to do this." So, and then because Shayla wants the affair, I remember she wants Anthony. So that is why she did what she did and told Anthony about the affair. So Anthony egos was broken, and what he did, instead of him divorcing Amber, he continued with the affair.
Do you think, and just another part of the Angelina question, do you think Angelina, do you think Delicia will assist Angelina in trying to get Anthony back? Or do you think, based on the conversation with Rolanda today, Delicia is going to move on and go and mind her own business, whether it's with Amon or King or whoever she goes with?
What was the conversation? Okay, what was the conversation?
With Ro?
No, what did she say to Ro?
It was good. It was really good. She was complimenting Ro on how good she looks, you know, for her age. And she asked Rolanda, how did she do it? And in a nutshell, Rolanda says, don't be anybody's ride or die. Because she may very well die. And she didn't mean unalive.
Yes, I know.
Inside.
Okay.
And age.
Yes.
And the fact that you're just a tool.
Yes.
When you're in these situationships.
Yes.
And this is what Rolanda was explaining. Very good. It was a very good lesson.
Okay.
To Delicia about how to get out and how to stay out. Okay. Toxic situationships.
Okay, that sounds like an excellent conversation they had.
It was really good. It was powerful.
Okay, so you know what? Remember, King says to Delicia before he left, he says, "I'm tired of sending you off to another man." Yes, and she says, "I don't like that conversation. You come at me like that. I'm telling you, I don't want you to throw things back into my face. I want you to be able to trust me. I'm going there to work." So with Iman, don't want Shayla no more. And that's a relationship business situation going on there. And maybe because I think the writer is trying to throw us off by making Anthony flirted with her, and then she was telling Lauren about it and says, "Oh, I think Anthony was flirting with me." So maybe that was just something thrown there, or maybe they're going to make something happen between Anthony and her.
And Delicia.
Right.
As her karma.
Right. So if Amber and Anthony separated, then for sure it's gonna be Delicia and Anthony. But
and if Anthony does that,
he's gonna lose Amber forever.
He's gonna have Amber back.
So it can go either way. It can be Delicia and Anthony, or Anthony will turn her down if he really, really loves Amber. And we are going to see the extent, because that day at Shayla's house, when Delicia was outside and she called him, he was off. His purse, just like Dave was able to tell Amber emotion was off, her energy was off. Is the same Delicia could pick up on Anthony that his energy is up, because we the viewers can see it also.
And it was off.
Yes, so Anthony doesn't want Delicia in that way, and he does not want Shayla in that way either. So I do not think Delicia is gonna end up with Iman. She's gonna end up with King.
With King.
Yeah, I think so. With King.
I prefer to see her with King.
Me too.
And let Iman go off to woman number 3 or back to ESPN, whatever he's doing.
I think they're going to find out about one way or another, but something is going to happen. Is either Shayla is going to catch Iman with Delicia, or they are if that's gonna be a secret for now, and they're gonna catch Iman with that girl.
With that girl.
Yeah.
Maybe both, Delicia and Shayla.
Will
see him
with that girl, yes. And Ozzy says, God equal God. And Charmaine said, first name basis with God. And thank you, Sharon, Rico, and Nanya. How are you doing today? There is not going to be a divorce because Wayne, Errol, sorry, hi, Errol. Wayne said it in one of his lives video that he's not breaking them up.
Yeah. That's why we're thinking maybe separation.
Yes.
Because they need to get away from each other for a while. They've got to plant their own feet because they can't do it together. They're too toxic. Too toxic. So maybe they will, I think they're going to work their way through things and then
they'll come back together.
And then maybe Amber will have a baby.
Yeah. So Antoinette is saying, no, I believe Duchess. Larry still got the ticket.
Oh, what if it falls out of his pocket?
Yes. So Duchess will post, and Bethany is gonna find out, I think, from Duchess posting, or Larry, or the ticket from Larry, either one. Marianne says, remember Amber asks Anthony if he could be a stepdad if she had a child when they were talking about PRA. Yes. And he said no. Remember when they just got back together and they were talking and they used to talk? I wish they did continue with that conversation. And I wish Amber never had stopped that divorce so fast. She should have put some boundaries in place and some expectation from Anthony for Anthony to change. But the day Amber said on the veranda, on the porch, says, I stopped it, Anthony jumped for joy and said, Jesus! Was it Jesus himself or Hallelujah? One of them.
Something like that.
Yeah. So, and then he went right back to his old ways. Amber never spoke up. And so, when, like how they're breaking the character, their characters, them have to break them before they can build them all again. So they have to go their separate way for now. And then they're going to, then Amber and Anthony spark will be begun to, because they're trying to get their way back together. And they won't be able to use Shayla or Wayne situation because they're starting afresh. I think that's what's going to happen.
I'm waiting for Anthony to meet Dave because I think that Dave's got a divine intervention in this situation. And it's not to date Amber and all that. He may like Amber because he does. I don't know if anybody else noticed.
I noticed.
Every time he saw Amber, he watched her. And a woman can tell when she's being watched because they make you nervous. Men make us nervous when they're staring at us and we're walking away. And this is what he was doing to Amber. So he finds Amber extremely attractive. Of course he does. And of course he noticed the ring gone. That was no surprise whatsoever. However, whatever their relationship goes into, we know that Amber she's not going to cheat. And I'm going to keep it to the Amber that we know. She's not going to cheat on Anthony while she's married. But I do think Dave is going to become a thorn in Anthony's side, whether it's just assisting Amber with the business, just his sheer presence is going to totally rock Anthony's world about Amber.
And Shayla is going to tell him, says Amber wants Dave.
And of course she's going to tell.
Okay, did we read this one? Yes, we did read that one. And then Ozzy says, yes, Charmaine, God. And Terrian says, Larry didn't see it. She wheels it in, but he was in the kitchen. Okay, so the kids them didn't see it either. Oh, she wheels it in and he didn't see it. And then Rhonda says, I remember that skit on the first name basis with God. The skit was where Anthony and Amber was talking about Pierre and Ron, and Anthony finds out that Ron being a father. Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
Gwen says she wheels it in out and left it by the door, but Larry doesn't see leaving it there. Okay, so it's outside the door. Thank you.
Thank you, Gwen.
Yeah, and Rolla and Rhonda says Bethany rolled the suitcase into the house. so she could have got caught. Malcolm, so you need to justify the hug Anthony gave Delicia? Okay, so Charmaine is asking Malcolm if he's gonna justify the hug that Anthony gave Delicia. You notice all people, everything that Amber does, people like to nitpick at Amber. You notice she everything Amber is wrong for doing, but when Anthony does it, it is okay.
Because they don't see that. I say a lot of guys are still of the old patriarchy system. When the woman was second and the man ruled the house.
Yeah.
Well, in this day and age, I mean, if you want that traditional marriage like Anthony wants, and Amber is breaking out of the box, sure. I mean, go for it if that's what you all want. But when you get to the point where that is no longer working for one of the spouses, then you need to re-examine your marriage.
Definitely.
And see how you go about making course correction so that you don't have that problem. Yeah, people always want to say Amber did this and Amber did that. And I think it's just a matter of, maybe just ruffling people's feathers and I honestly, when I see Shayla do things, I try very hard not to let her ruffle my feathers.
Yeah.
Because if you pay attention to the characters, you should know who they are.
Definitely.
And what they're about. And, we don't, that's why, like, a lot of times when we're moderating, and I see, even when we used to have the fights about Rooster Nation, I never felt like comfortable talking about the characters, the real characters, real features.
Yeah.
Because these people are acting.
Yeah, they're acting.
And we should treat them with that much respect.
Yes, definitely. And is Amber tied still with Anthony in that house? And when she's allowed to leave? Okay, Kiki is asking if Amber is tied to that house and when she's allowed to leave.
No, I think she's not tied to the house anymore. She's got the restaurant to run. If I can just make a notification, it is 6:15, and isn't O'Neill on for the live?
O'Neill is going.
What time?
I think we go live with O'Neill at 8:30 my time. Hold on, let me just check.
And it's 6:30 my time.
Okay.
It's usually 6 that we arrive for moderator night.
Okay, hold on, let me see.
Can you send him a text?
Okay, I will.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the comments. No, Shaman, I agree. I don't think so. Anthony said he wants his wife. I believe Shayla will try to go back to Anthony. Yes, Rhonda. And it will end the friendship with Amber. I agree. Shayla will be making money on the podcast. They all, and also, as Shaman already knows, Shayla is the one with the most to lose. When all of her dirty secrets come out, she thinks Amber's going to be on fire. Amber doesn't have any secrets. So we are 6 o'clock and it's 6:16. Sharon is sending him a message right now to see if we need to come in now for the moderator.
Okay, hold on. Let me check the email.
Yes, Ozzy, it's 3:15 here.
Okay, we haven't gotten O'Neill hasn't sent any link as yet. So it's 6:17 here. What time is it there?
3:17.
Okay, no, it's not time yet because O'Neill hasn't sent anything yet. Okay, so Malcolm says, I don't think he's known her long enough to be offering her support for personal issues. Well, he wasn't offering Amber any support for personal issues. He just saw somebody who is her energy is off, and he just says maybe you guys can work it out because he says nowadays, young people give up on their marriages too fast. Remember, he was just giving word of. He says he doesn't mix business with pleasure.
No,
Sorry, Dania. Looks like I click you off by accident.
no, actually I did. I just checked to see if O'Neill had sent us a message.
No, I sent him and I checked the email. No, we haven't got no one yet.
Okay.
All right.
He's probably stuck in traffic as well.
So I don't think he knows. So Malcolm is saying I don't think he known her long enough to be offering or support for personal issues. He said that. Remember, Malcolm, go back and watch the tape. When Dave says I don't mix business with pleasure. That's what he told Amber. And he says, remember, he was giving her words of encouragement for her marriage that they can work it out. You guys have to look at that.
You have to listen to the skits in order to understand, not just pictures.
Yeah.
Because he had a wonderful statement for Amber.
Exactly. And people are taking it differently because you know how Wayne does it. There's always a two side to the story. One is the nuggets that he's giving you if you're following it properly. And then there is one for people who is just watching. Because if you're not thinking and you're just watching, you saw her rub it and they're going to say, oh, she's just feeling that there. And Amber is behaving like she's damsels in distress. What happened to her yesterday? She was so mightyful yesterday. But today she is actually done. So it's her marriage is like that. Is her emotion, and as some people says she could be pregnant, so it could be that too, because when you're pregnant also you're emotional. All right, Malcolm.
It makes a difference. Yeah, how you watch the skits.
Dave will support the Daltons with their marriage, separation, and reunion. Exactly. That's exactly what I says, Annette. I believe that's what's going to happen. He is going to help Anthony get his wife back.
I think so. If not help him directly, he'll help him indirectly.
Yes. I don't, Angela Atkinson. Hi, Angela. She says, I don't, but I love Bethany.
I'm surprised, Angela Atkinson, but okay.
Okay, you know when I like Bethany, and I did do it in my skit, but it doesn't get enough views on it. So guys, please go watch it and like it and comment on it, please. I said, I love Bethany when she and Larry was in New Orleans.
Yes.
I like that scene. Although she was drunk, she was going up to everybody and she was actually being nice. And I love that. And she was fun. And I like to see that interaction between Bethany and Larry. Because you can see the love, the joy. I want them to integrate that personality into the Bethany that we're having right now that we can't stand.
Okay, I think we need to wrap up, Sharon.
Okay, all right. So we just...
and then I'll close us out.
Okay, so we just finish this up. Eros says, Nanya, what is happening between Amber and Anthony is spiritual, not physical. Because anytime I'm doing my marriage counseling, I always seek the face of God Almighty. I've never lose in my counseling. Okay. Yeah, it is, yeah. And Anthony said it best, Errol. Anthony says, God, this has to happen. Whatever they're going through right now, they need it for them to become stronger again. What do you say, Ananya?
Nothing. I have no comment on that.
Okay. And Angela said, Dave is a good people. Thank you, Angela. Charmaine said, I think that was just a friendly hug. Amber looked like she wanted to smell his cologne. That's what Charmaine says. Larry will have to ask Sharon to pay the ticket and cash up or sell her back the money. That's a great idea, Terrian. I'm speeding it up, Nania. Hi, Sharon and Nania and chat. Thank you, Tina. Hello, beautiful. And then Gwen says, I don't like it when she talking about Larry having PTSD and taking medication for it. Yeah, it's like so she's throwing back his situation into his face. I get that. Nania, any comment on that?
No.
Okay. Malcolm, you are Anthony's lawyer then. Yes, he is, Charmaine. We agree. And Angela says, Bethany might be a lot of things, but at the end of the day, she still his wife. Sometimes Larry is a problem too. Yeah, when he takes a Shara aside. Hi, Angela. When will Amber Ty get her house? Our own house. Okay, when Amber Ty get her own house. We don't know yet. Malcolm, stop lying. That was a respectful hug from both Amber and Dave. Dave is the one that gave Amber a hug, not the other way around. That's what we said, Angela. The Puerto Rico trip was peaceful without Bethany. Yes, it was. But he shouldn't have taken his family without his wife. Kiki, Amber Ty doesn't need to get her own house. And why? By law. I agree, Charmaine. Tina says, Bethany is jealous and insecure of Shara, and that's the reason she said when she sees Shara, she sees red. Yes, she is. Nania, just jump in when you want to. Let me just pull it up. I'm going as fast as I can. Yes, Angelina will make a play for Anthony again, game and game. Dania is over it. Angela said, I don't.
It is time for us to break.
Okay.
And I'm not being rude or anything like that. We don't know. It's moderator night. We don't know what's going on. I'm not timing it because I can talk 1,000 miles a minute, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to get started because I know me. I won't stop.
Well, I'm checking the message.
I do like Stephanie's message. Yes, you are right. Dave is going to be a thorn in Anthony's side. Dave is right now strictly about business. Dave is going to show Amber how a man is supposed to treat a woman.
Who is that, Stephanie?
Stephanie Rapp.
Is it down or is it up?
She's right after Shaman's Malcolm back.
Okay. O'Neill hasn't sent us any message yet. We haven't gotten a link to go on yet. Yes, you're right, Dave. It's going to be a thorn in Stephanie. Okay, I read that already. Okay, so Terry says, Charmaine, Nani, and Sharon, please gear up because O'Neill is coming with a gun blazing tonight for the Team Amber. Yes, he is. We know. We're ready. And Marianne said, why is Ben so invested in keeping Amber together? All right, guys, your last word, Nania.
My last one?
Is it over?
I'm just going to say thank you for your patience today. I've had Sharon and I are alternating days for hosting, and I don't know what's going on with my software. I really just don't know. And so Sharon's hosted the last two shows for me, but I'm just going to give you my email address. Not my email address. What is it? My channel address.
Yes.
So my regular channel address is Nonya Sis, which is NONYASIS, and then chat. And then I have another channel that has chat 2 on it. There's something wrong with that channel. So anything that's on that channel, I have to treat differently. We cannot combine the two. So if you would maybe not go to the chat 2 channel, unless from what I can tell to live, just do the Nonya Sis chat. But anybody that decides they want to become a subscriber, Sharon and I both appreciate it. We have both different channels. The other is that we are always looking for guests who may want to come onto the show. So just let us know one way or the other, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you about it.
And you guys can subscribe to both of our channels, okay, guys? Okay, so we have a few more here, and then we go because they're asking question. Why is Ben so invested in keeping Amber together? Nania?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but there is something. At first, I thought I got it, but then I'm not sure. I'm just worried about, I'm more curious about Darren wanting Wayne's money. Because his wife and him sit down and talk about it yesterday. And they says they need it.
It could be that Ben doesn't want to upset Danielle.
Okay.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
And Sharon and Nania, have you people noticed that Wayne and Tamara, their views is very low compared to what Anthony and Amber and Larry and yes, we noticed that. But I think no, I think they got 1 million view just with him getting her the studio the other day. Yeah. All right, guys. We thank you. We didn't get to read all your chat, but keep
We're not
this.
trying to rush you off. We just know it's moderator night. We're not trying to rush you off.
Yes, it's moderator night, and comment what you need in the chat. And O'Neill TV, we're gonna be on O'Neill TV shortly. We appreciate you. Next time, we will not rush you. Wednesday night, it's because of Nania's system. We were gonna come off earlier, but we started late.
I had real trouble. I don't know what's going on.
And I was so smart. This is how we were able to communicate with you because Nania doesn't have any volume. So I'm using my phone for that. See how smart I am?
She's a genius.
So thank you, guys.
Everybody, thank you so much for coming in. We're going to do this every night, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and or Sunday, we may have Sharon may have a show, I may have a show, we may have a show together, we may have a special guest of some sort, but for now it's Monday through Friday, and we are shooting for 3:30 Eastern time, correct, Sharon?
Yeah. We're doing 3:30, but maybe on Saturday we can come earlier. But we'd have to... Yeah, Saturday. So hopefully I'm hoping O'Neill will be able to help Nania with her situation.
I don't know what is going on. Even my laptop is just not behaving.
All right. So thank you, guys. We're going to catch you on O'Neill's Live, O'Neill TV later in a few hours. Maybe in half an hour, I think, Nania.
Oh, and by the way, I'm always ready for O'Neill.
And Sharon and Angela.
Always ready.
Yes, Angela. And because O'Neill is coming for us tonight, trust me. And thank you, guys. We appreciate you. We thank you. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Okay.
Hold on, Nania. I am clicking something. Thank you.